few weeks ago, I started making my very own vinegar at home, and now this weird jellyfish-like thing has been floating around and appeared in my vinegar. Have I ruined it, or is it exactly what is meant to happen when you make vinegar at home? A few weeks back, you might remember that we started making vinegar. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's the video to it. And basically, I had an abundance of fruit because it's autumn time here in New Zealand, and I thought, what the hell am I going to do with all this? But what I did was turn it into our very own homemade vinegar. So if you want to start from the beginning, make sure you go there and then come back to this one. But in this video, we are going through the process of all the alcohol disappearing and it finally turning into vinegar. And we even cover the weird jellyfish-like thing hanging around on the top of this raisin vinegar. Make sure you stick to the end to find out what it is. Let's rewind a few weeks to when I strained out all of the fruit. Okay, we're officially here. It's the 2-week mark. So let's have a look at these, see if they're bubbling. I haven't looked at them for like 2 days, so hopefully we've got no mold, but I don't think there should be. And we're gonna strain out the fruit and get them into bottles. So I can tell you now, before I do take the lids off, we are smelling acidic. Yep. We're definitely gone from fruity alcohol to vinegary kind of smell. So let's have a look. Great, no mold, which is fabulous. So, I mean, you can see we're fizzy. Actually, is this the quince? This is the quince. This is the one that was kind of a little bit behind. Oh my God. Oh my God, it smells amazing. But that is 100% still alcohol. I actually feel like I want to drink some. Let's give it a taste. Oh my God. Oh, that is like, yum. That's really delicious. Is it the, oh no, it's the apple, it's the apple. Oh my God, I mean, it's boozy. It's definitely boozy. Oh my God, that's like cider vibes, but delicious. Maybe next one we'll make cider. How do we feel about that? Maybe never made that before. That's definitely something I've never made before, so maybe that's next time. Okay, quince. This one, you know, I mean, we've got some good bubbles. It was taking a little bit longer than the other ones. Oh, also smells very alcoholic. Oh, totally different, totally different. Yum though, really floral from that quince. Next up, we've got the nectarine, which is fabulous. No more mold after that first time, which is great. You know, that's really good. So, little stir. Oh. That one already turned into vinegar. That is already turned into vinegar. Sharp. Maybe also this one, because they have a little bit more water than this. Gonna be yum though. Quite incredible how different they all taste. And finally, we've got the fizz. That, oh my God, that is gonna be delicious. Also different in flavour. So if you are new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, get some of these working now with all the fruits that have fallen on the ground here in New Zealand, because these things are friggin', oh my God, they're absolutely delicious. I'm like salivating at the flavours of these. But what we do need to do now is we're gonna pass out the fruit and we're gonna get them into bottles. So let's get that done. I have a tiny little bit of muslin. I am gonna pass this through it so that I don't get any of the sediment of the fruit. Let's get them out and into bottles, and then basically they're going back into the cupboard. So by the next time we see these, we're gonna be a week into vinegar. Waste not, want not. Honestly, this apple one literally just smells like cider. So we have essentially made apple cider vinegar here, guys. And look how much I've just made. That is a whole bottle of apple cider vinegar from scraps that I haven't had to buy at the supermarket. That is a win. And there we go, our 4 bottles, all extremely different in flavour, almost colour too. I mean, look at this nectarine one, what a gorgeous, gorgeous colour it is. That is it for the moment. I am actually gonna sit these on a tray when I put it in the cupboard, just because I'm a little bit worried about these ones, which are still slightly fizzy and a little bit alcoholic. So we certainly don't want them overflowing, and I might just Make sure that the lids aren't on super tight, just while we do that last little bit of potential fizz and fermentation. We will come back to these in a week's time and have a taste. And here we are. It has been another 2 weeks since we strained off the fruit, so now it is time to see, are these vinegary or not? Have we succeeded? Now, I don't know whether you can see, maybe I'll try and get a bit of a close-up here. We've got some kind of white, scuzzy stuff, and there's a bit of sediment at the bottom. And in this raisin one, I mean, you can really see there's a layer of something down here. Now, have we killed it? No is the answer. This in here forming, I'm gonna show you it in a minute, is the mother. So if you've ever bought vinegar, a really high grade vinegar from the supermarket, something maybe like this, and it will often say, contains the mother. And that is almost like a SCOBY when you're making kombucha. So this little jelly-like thing that's on the top is, I mean, gold to make your next vinegar batch, because you can use it. It's already got all them extra things in it which will kickstart your next vinegar. So even when we strain these off, we're still going to keep that little bit of jelly-like substance. But what we need to do now is taste them and have a smell. Oh, which one's this? The quince. Now this one, not so strong in vinegar smell, but I mean, vinegary nonetheless. This one, what are we? Apple cider vinegar. Oh, again, vinegary. They smell it, but we'll also give them a taste. Now, this one was the nectarine. Oh my God, this one has got a really big jelly SCOBY thing on the top. Whoa, that one, that one's much more vinegary. And then we've got finally the raisin one. And this one, I mean, I don't know whether you can pick it up there, really has this kind of jelly-like substance at the bottom. Oh, but that one, oh, that one really smells like straight to vinegar. Let's give them a little taste. Hopefully these aren't ruined. And where I said this one smells very vinegary, these ones, you know, going back to them, smell, oh God, it's really quite incredible how different they smell. They do smell slightly more fruity, but of course, if your vinegar doesn't smell moldy or like old cheese or rotten, they're your kind of notes that you've got to think about, you know, when smelling these. Are they safe? That's the real thing you're looking for. Them kind of smells of like off, you know, vinegary, fruity, good, rotten, putrid, moldy, cheesy, off. When we're looking at the top of these, great. This one, we want to make sure that there's nothing fluffy or black or red or maybe orange, you know, all them things that like you would see on something that was starting to get moldy. If you see any of them, chuck it out. I probably would suggest you start again, because remember, all this came from was bits and bobs of old fruit and some sugar and water. This is like the third part of this process. These are all good signs, you know. Is there a bit of sediment at the bottom? Yes, there is. This one even is a little bit stringy, and this one has the jelly-like weird thing, which I'm going to get out and show you. These are all good signs that that mother has grown and that we are hopefully on the safe side of using this vinegar. They are all your things that you need to look out for to know that it's safe to use. And when it does come to taste as well, you know, we're going to taste these before we strain them out, but if it's not quite acidic enough, you can leave it for longer. Like these ones, as I said, these smell quite a bit more fruity compared to these ones which smell really vinegary. These have only been like this. This is week 5 of making them, so you know, it could take anything up to week 8 or even 9 for these to really get to that point of vinegary taste that you like. Let's give them all a quick taste and then we can strain them off. So this is the raisin. Oh my God, It is vinegary. It is vinegary. If anything, that's probably a little bit too vinegary. This one, because remember this was made with dried fruit, this one might not have taken as long. Maybe I could have really tightened the lid up on that after straining it into a clean container, maybe even a week ago. This is the nectarine. Oh, God, it really does taste like, it really does taste like nectarines. Weird, but again, very acidic. Now this one is the apple. Okay, so this one, yeah, this is the apple. This one is not ready yet. That needs longer to become vinegary. Now I also wonder whether it's the container size. What I might do is empty this into a larger, let me grab something, maybe like this, so it can breathe a little more, because it's definitely not vinegary enough like these ones. But look how much wider these lids are. So I wonder whether that might be reason as to why this one it isn't as vinegary as the others. And then this is the quince. Same also. See, this one a little bit sharper, but definitely this one is not vinegary enough yet. This one is much sharper. So we know these ones are done and these ones are gonna go back into the cupboard, but what I'm gonna do is empty these into larger jars so we've got more surface space. But I hope that this really shows you a great progression of how long it can take or doesn't take. So my suggestion is number one, a large tot. So maybe into a jar, and yeah, maybe this kind of neck is not so successful in the amount of time that it takes to make the vinegar. Plus as well, this is a lot more volume than these two, which is probably why it's become more acidic and ready to go much quicker. So I'm gonna pour the quince into this jar. Oh yeah, this, we've definitely got all the bits of sediment, but maybe I'm not gonna pour them all in there. We'll keep that little bit, but we'll take that off. And that can sit there. And this one for the apple. Again, that last little bit we will leave. And the good thing is with this is that we can cover it up with an elastic band and it can still breathe, because it still needs to, because it's obviously not quite vinegary enough yet. But these two, as they are completed, we can put into their finishing jars, because now we're gonna screw on the lid and these are ready to use. So I'm gonna show you that SCOBY. I mean, look at this thing. It's like an alien. But how incredible is that? That is exactly like when you cook, this is exactly like when you make kombucha. We have got a jelly-like top that is in there. That is our mother. So we know this one is gonna be great for making another vinegar. So let's get these strained off and into their jars. So I'll just strain it through a little bit of muslin cloth. And as I said, we will keep the mother, this jelly-like bit, and I'm gonna put that into the jar in which I am gonna keep this vinegar. In it goes. This is to just clear out any bits and pieces like you can see in here, because these bits we don't need in the vinegar, and it means we've got something nice and clean to go into the jar. And we'll do the same with the nectarine. This one you can really see quite a different mother in the way that this is formed. This one is much more stringy, kind of looks like snot, but nonetheless mother. Again, that's going to go in to the bottom, and that is the nectarine vinegar all done. So them two we're just going to leave for another few weeks with the lid and a little cover, because they still need to breathe and go to the vinegar state we want. But these two, oh my God, ready to go, perfect for cooking with and making dressings and anything that you like. I do think though that the true win really was the dried fruits. If you've ever dehydrated any fruit and then not sure what to do with it, I reckon go make some vinegar. The dried version did come out much better and much faster. This one still needs a bit longer, but my God, that nectarine one is absolutely amazing. And also look at the color difference in them. Isn't it extraordinary? It's absolutely beautiful. So let me know in the comments, would you make homemade vinegar? I think this has been a great success, and you know, it's something you always buy at the supermarket that costs you a lot of money. This is a great way to save a little bit of cash, and this is really what wasting less and cooking better and saving money is all about. learning these old school techniques which they have just used for centuries. Easy things to do and great results. So if you've got any old fruit sitting around, go give this one a try. And if you're interested in stuff like this, make sure you give me a like or a subscribe. A, they really help me out, and B, it means that you won't miss out on any interesting things coming out of the Dishes with Del kitchen. That is everything for this week, so I guess I will see you all soon, and happy vinegar making. Ciao for now.